We play.
We fight.
We conquer.
Welcome to the Freak Show, where our one rule is overwhelmingly complex. I am your host, Bumpy McSquigums, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we're diving in. We're checking out Stranded: Alien Dawn. It is by Hey Miamont Games and Frontier Foundry, released on April 25th, 2023. A big shout out and a thank you to Frontier Foundry and Keymailer for hooking me up with the code for this. It means a lot, and it is greatly appreciated. All right. I've already played through a little bit of the tutorials. I had problems with my recording. I think I fixed the problems. I had to do driver updates and some other things. But we're here now. So basically, there's going to be about 2-ish episodes worth of learning how to play the game. I am going to play through the tutorials. That way, if you guys decide, hey, I like this game, I want to check it out, maybe watch 2-3 episodes, and you're like, I want to play this. Well, you'll already have seen me go through the tutorials. It'll have explained everything for you guys, and it also keeps me on the straight and narrow so I don't accidentally assume I know how everything works and then miss certain key details or get stuck or what have you. So it's as much for me as it is for you guys, and it's kind of one of those public service not announcements, but just a public service that I provide, because I play the tutorial so you can watch it and then be like, oh, okay, I get it. And then you can just dive into the game and play it yourself if you decide to pick it up. So, that all being said, let's dive into the tutorials. And you'll see I played through the first 3 and then I found my issues. So, let's get in. You'll see it tells us the rough duration, 15 minutes, 10, 10, 10, 10, and 10. So, first couple of episodes are going to be tutorials, and then we get into the game proper. So, let's get into the tutorial proper, shall we? This looked like a lot of fun, and I really wanted to check it out, and I get the chance to, so I'm pretty excited. Alright, welcome to Stranded: Alien Dawn. In this first tutorial, you will learn how to interact with the unknown environment and set up a simple camp. You will take your first steps into research and crafting as well. Ready to take control over the fate of your survivors and guide them to salvation? Let's get started by mastering the camera controls. Okay, I'm going to scroll out. I'm going to rotate the camera by holding Alt. You can also do it with the middle mouse button. And you can move around with WASD. Alright, you can interact with objects in the world by selecting them and using the actions on the right of their info panel. You can also use right-click over an object. Also open a menu with all currently available actions. This didn't seem to work for me. It did on some things, but not on others, so I'm hesitant to believe that's true, but we'll see. After you issue an action, a survivor will pick up the activity and do it. Use the described methods to collect some resources. Alright. Select the landing pod. Now, if I just right-click on it, see, I think it's because it's specifically telling me what it wants me to do, is why the right-click doesn't seem to do anything. Like here it works, but over here it doesn't. So, you left-click, it tells you to go over here and do scavenge, and then we can mark a bush for cutting. I'm going to try right-clicking, cut bush, and then cut down a tree. Cut the tree. That's pretty much it. You could have also have clicked on a tree or something, and you could have gone to cut like this as well. So you have a few options available to you. Alright, pause the game, the HUD button on the upper left corner. It's spacebar, so you have up here to the various different levels. You can increase the game speed by using the plus and the minus keys. Or technically, yeah, I guess it is plus. No, it's equals and minus, technically. We got to collect all the scrap metal, all the wood, and everything else. So, we are going to speed things up. We're going to breeze through this at as fast as possible, basically. Alright, resource bar. Activate the resource bar. You can see all the resources that you have collected in the resource bar up at the top of the screen. Overlays allow you to do stuff. It's fine. Building a camp. Building a basic camp where your survivors can sleep and work in relative protection from the elements is essential for their survival and well-being. Use the already collected resources to construct a shelter, some simple sleeping spots, and a campfire, which will provide light during the dark hours and heat to warm up the survivors if it gets cold. Take note the construction info panel on the left side of the screen. It contains useful control hints. I'm here for it. Alright. Open the camp. We're going to go shelter. We're going to do scrap metal. And we're going to build this thing. after rotating it right here. All right, and again, it's at maximum speed, so they're gonna rush in and get everything done. Look at them, look at them. They're just there constructing. I love the rapid hammer smacks. I think that's great. All right, now we got to go into camp again. We got to go to some sleeping spots. We have to place them inside of the shelters on the ground, so we must rotate it. 1. I should have held shift. I did not. 2 and 3. There we go. And then we got to do the campfire itself. And I'm going to say right there works for me. All right. And then once that's done, boom, we get to move on to the next thing. Keeping your resources close to the camp will speed up future constructions and productions. The simplest form of storage is a stockpile, which is a designated spot on the ground that does not require any building resources. Stockpiles are the only ones that can store large construction materials, such as wood or stone. But for now, you will use them for all of your possessions, big or small. To protect the resources from the environment, place a stockpile under a roof. In this case, a shelter. Okay, so we have to build another shelter close by. I'm going to go to camp. I'm going to go to shelter. I'm going to go to scrap metal. I am going to rotate this thing out and pretty much butt it up against the other one. Yep, just like that. I like it. And then once that's done, we'll be able to go into storage, and it will be glorious. We could have copied as well. Survivors are only human, and they do get tired over the course of the day. Their default work hours end at 2100 or 9 p.m., so they'll start looking for a meal, relaxation, and going to bed to spend the night. For the purpose of the tutorials, survivors will regenerate their rest faster than usual, but in normal conditions you can use the night downtime to plan your next day and prepare more activities. Well, they're taking a walk. They don't feel like working right now. It's understandable. Sometimes he just wants to take a walk. And I get that. Alright, well, while we're waiting for them to finish what they're doing, I think that's fine. It's all going to be okay. Alright. Oh, yeah. They want me to copy. Alright, so copy. I could build another shelter. I'm going to actually have to do this because I think I broke it otherwise. And what's cool here is if you do this, it looks like you actually elongate this. See, I didn't follow instructions and I got in trouble. Alright, so storage is ready to go. Okay, it says place 2 stockpiles on one side under the roof, and then 2 more on the opposite side of the first. And then that's pretty much it. We get to move on from there. Alright, albeit familiar looking, pretty much everything on this planet is new to your survivors. In order to use local plants or start some farming yourself, you will first have to observe them to find out exactly what they are. Another way of unlocking new things is through good old-fashioned research carried out on a research desk. Start preparing for the unknown threats of this planet by gaining more knowledge about it. Alright, so over here are the mushrooms. Gonna have someone observe those. And then we got to build ourselves a research desk. I'm going to do so for science. It's gonna be right over here. Nah, you know what? I will go with wooden. All right, we gotta flip it around. There we go. That way it's close to the heat. I think that's fine. All right, once that's done, we go to manage. We go to research, and we need to do weaponsmithing. Weaponsmithing. Yep, there it is. And it looks like Connor is researching it. Complete the observation. We're nearly done with over here with a Raka. And then complete the researching, which we're getting pretty close. We're about halfway done with that. Alright, we discovered a glitter cap. And we're about to complete the research. Ta-da! Good job, Connor. Alright, it's time to get some crafting going and create new items, build a workbench, and get familiar with adding and managing production tasks. Note that some tasks may fail if done by survivors with low skill levels. You can set multiple tasks on the same device and order them by priority. You can also set production limits and tweak the allowed ingredients when applicable. In this tutorial, for example, you'll use cloth to craft a short bow instead of wasting precious synthetic textiles for the job. Alright, they want us to harvest the mushrooms, I suppose. Alright, and then we're going to go over to production, and we're going to craft ourselves a workbench. And I think we're going to do the workbench just back to back with this thing. I think that's going to be fine. I don't know how many glitter caps we have. We might have actually found all 20. We only found 10. Allegedly. Oh, there's more. Okay. Okay, we're gonna do that. We're harvesting more. Alright, cool. In fact, you can do a big old drag, and it shows you everything that's here, and then you can choose what you want to do, like the 4 glitter caps. We're already harvesting those, which is pretty neat. Alright, that's cool. Alright, select the workbench, healing balm. Okay, and we want to set the production until 10, so hit until 10. We go back to the main menu, and then add a task, craft a weapon, a short bow. Forbid the use of synthetic textiles. We go back to the info panel, and we could raise it, or we could lower it. It's fine. There we go. Good job on completing the first tutorial. You know how to set up a basic camp, carry out research, and craft new items. All of this, however, is just the beginning. If you're ready for the next step, you can jump right into the heat of battle with combat and healing tutorial. All right, we're going to do that. That's it. I'm going to try to breeze through these quickly. Hopefully I cover everything. It makes sense. And we'll be able to move on. And about basically episode 3, we'll probably begin our time in earnest. So, all right, in a pinch, bad news. The survivor, Maki, has gotten sick. But you haven't got the right medicine to treat her. So she's just lying in bed, hoping for treatment that might never come. To top it off, a group of hostile-looking insects have been circling the camp for a while. An attack is surely imminent. Let's deal with the combat situation first. Check the skills of all survivors to find the best one for the job, then equip them with a weapon. Alright, so we're going to go... I'm going to orient my camera here. It says pause the game, select our Rakshasa over here. We're going to take a look at the skills. Not really good at combat. Maki's not really good at combat either. It looks like it's going to be Connor. Alright, Connor's the skill man, so we're going to go here. We're going to give him a spear. We're going to unpause the game. He's going to go grab a melee weapon out of the stockpile. Argued with Racha about the crash's cause. Oh no. Alright, now that he is done, now that Connor is combat ready, it's up to you to lead him into battle. You will do this by taking direct control over him through the draft action, which allows you to tell him where to go and what to attack. Keep in mind that survivors are not drafted will flee from danger, even if they are equipped with weapons. Drafted survivors, on the other hand, won't do anything unless you instruct them to. Most common actions are not available while drafted. Alright, Connor, my friend, we're going to select the aggressive animals. And then we're going to click on Connor. We're going to draft you. And we're going to send you over here. And we have to kill 10 overgrown insects. Alright. Time is of the essence. Alright. We're just going to have him go in there and start swanging on him. He's going to get mollywopped quite a bit. But that's okay. We believe in you, Connor. We believe in the you that believes in yourself. You kill those bugs. Yeah. Alright, we did it. There's one left. Alright, we killed 10. There we go. We killed all 10. With the danger out of the way, it's time to turn your attention to healing the sick and injured. For the purpose of this tutorial, your fighter, Connor, has sustained more damage than he normally would have, causing him to lose consciousness from the pain and to faint. He will be rescued by another survivor and brought to a bed for treatment. While Connor is being rescued, let's inspect his wounds to get more information about their effects and treatments. Okay. Then get the sick Maki up from the bed to do the actual treatment, as she has the highest healing skill. Alright, inspect the injury. Connor. Oh, the health tab. Right. Okay. So, inspect the injury, select Connor, health tab, inspect bitten off flesh or superficial bite for details. Bitten off flesh requires bandages, superficial bite does not. But there's pain, movements reduced, and so on and so forth. Alright, now we gotta select Maki and tell her to not wait for treatment. That way Connor can then be put into bed, and then she will actually do the healing. Now that you have instructed Maki not to wait for treatment, she will get up from the bed and take on activities as usual. While she is getting the needed medicines and treating the injured Connor, let's try to find a way to heal her too. You only have healing balm and bandages, which work for injuries, but can't do anything about illness. It would take some time to research and produce a new medicine, so your hope is to find some first aid kits, which contain everything you need to treat almost every health condition. It's time to do some scavenging. Alright, we're going to go click here, we're going to scavenge that, and we're going to speed up time. And we're going to hopefully get some first aid kits, and it's going to be glorious and sweet, sweet, nice styles with a Z. Alright, Maki, despite being sick, is rescuing Connor. And we got ourselves our healing kits. Alright, we got to wait until Connor's fully healed. The bite was treated. Bite was treated again. I guess he's watching him get healed. Another bite was treated. He got bit a lot, to be fair. He got attacked by a whole... Well, I mean, he went and attacked them, but a whole herd of little bugs. He is bleeding out slowly, but we're trying to tend all of his wounds. Take a look at Connor. Most of his bites have been taken care of. Superficial bite, painful injury. The last one, and that's it. Everything is done. Alright, now we select Maki. We tell her to wait for treatment. And, yeah. They're going to be able to get that done. The pneumonia was suppressed. Ranged weapons. Now that everyone is healed, let's take a look at an interesting find from the scavenging. A couple of laser pistols. The spear you fought with previously is a melee weapon, and the fighter is bound to get some injuries as a result of close combat. Makes sense, right? A ranged weapon, on the other hand, allows you to keep your survivors at a distance and avoid injuries a little bit more easily. Survivors can equip both a melee and a ranged weapon, and will switch between the two depending on the distance to their target. Equip the newly found laser pistols and give them a spin against the more of the overgrown insects. Alright. I'm going to slow us down. I'm going to go do this. That's fine. I'm going to grab Connor again, of course, because Connor is our resident murder machine. And Raka is apparently also a murder machine at this point. They both have their guns, and we're going to draft both of them. Alright. They're drafted. Now we're sending them over here to deal with the buggy bugs. Okay. We're on some single file shooting here. It's not too bad. We've killed 4 of the 10 overgrown insects. I'm gonna have Connor do maybe some of the pulling here. Although we can fall back if things get out of hand. He is much slower than I would have expected. I think it's probably because of his injury. Uh-oh. Hit with your melee weapon. Yeah, stab with your spear. Moderate pain. Oh, okay. There's more. We did it. We're heroes. All right. Cool. You now know how to lead your survivors in battle and take care of their wounds. If you'd like to learn how to monitor and take care of the happiness and relaxation of your survivors, as well as how to custom manage their activities and schedule, proceed to the survivor management tutorial. Onward for great justice. And also, you know, knowing how to do things. Both pretty important. Another day in paradise. Or, well, not really. You have provided the bare minimum for physical survival, but mental health is equally important. Survivor happiness changes based on the experienced pleasures and troubles. Monitoring them is a good way to identify problems and get hints about their solutions. The current happiness of each survivor is visualized in blue in the background of their portrait. And you can see up here, Maki's the least happy, and the others have varying degrees. You will also see newly acquired pleasures and troubles as floating texts in the world, but your go-to place for anything happiness related will be the happiness tab in the info panel of each survivor. Take a look there to see what can be done to improve the conditions of the camp. All right, we're going to take a look at good old Conair. And to the happiness tab. All right, insufficient food variety, a few fun things, very few fun things to do. 8 on foot, disturbed sleep, survivors' determination, had a pleasant walk, and decently fed. All right, we're gonna inspect this. Table with chairs, have you heard of those? All right, they want a large stone or wooden table. Let's go stone. Okay. I thought we're gonna do 1. Oh, I didn't do the chairs right. 2 and 3. All right, there we go. We're gonna speed things up. We'll probably run at 3x for the rest of this, I'm guessing, or something close to that. All right, success. All right, now survivors have a place to eat, but the available emergency rations are not exactly appetizing, and they won't make anyone happier. Luckily, there is a little something called cooking that can help with that. One trick is to cook the rations to bring out their flavor, but you can also prepare dishes with local ingredients. Keep in mind that emergency rations in their original state will last for a very, very long time, and it's a good idea to save them as a last resort meal and cook them only if nothing else is available. Alright, select the stockpile, inspect the emergency rations. Notice they don't list any happiness effects. Select the campfire and add a cooked emergency ration. Quick recipe list there. Happiness +6. Okay. Mark the overgrown insects near the thing for harvesting. Butcher those or butchering. Okay. Collect all 10. That seems fine. Now we go back to the campfire. Quick recipes. Meat soup. Until 2. I go back to the info panel and move it to the top of the production list. Works for me. Your survivors will eventually want to have some food variety, so they will look for different things to eat, including raw foods. Some of those raw foods could be harmful, so if you want to be on the safe side, you can forbid their consumption. Select a survivor to open the restrictions tab. Okay. Tell them not to eat raw foods. Got it. Okay. Ensuring a steady supply of cooked food is the essence, or is of the essence, so relying solely on scavenged rations and occasionally hunting is not recommended for the long run. The survivors have already observed the local glitter caps and gained enough knowledge to farm them. Their harvest is particularly useful because it can be turned into healing balm or quick veggie soup. Let's place a farm and the survivors will plant it immediately. Alright, I'm going to turn off raw food for everybody. Alright, so we're going to go to farming, food, glitter caps. They want a 5x5. Alright, there you go. Select a survivor and order them to cut the tree. Huh? Okay. Direct orders are a useful way to get something done faster, but the survivors can do this even without your direct control. Enter the Activities menu. There, you can forbid and allow certain activities for each survivor and optimize their workflow. You can also turn off simple priorities and assign a priority number from 1, the highest, to 5, the lowest, to each activity. Activities are then chosen and performed by survivors from left to right, so if there are several with the same priority number, the leftmost will be done first. For each selected activity, you will see the related skill levels of all survivors, which will help you decide how to set priorities. Alright, open activities. Sure. Forbid the cook activity for the survivor with the lowest cooking skill. Cook. It's going to be you. Turn off simple priorities. Set the harvest and plant activities to 1 for the survivor with the highest farming skill. Harvest and plant. Harvest. So set it to 1 and plant. Okay. Closely related to happiness is the relaxation that the survivors experience or don't. You can monitor that in the main tab of their info panels and get hints about it from the troubles and pleasures in the happiness tab. Survivors will relax in their free time by taking a walk or simply sitting for a while. Eventually, however, these simple relaxations won't be satisfying enough and you'll have to provide more variety. The survivors already observed a peculiar purple plant, which may give you the needed material for a fun new device. A punching pole. That doesn't sound fun, but maybe. Ow. Pain. Alright, harvest 20 of the skin barks, huh? Harvest. Okay. They'll get right on that after nap time, I'm guessing. Feels like they'll be doing a little bit of the old nap time. Definitely feels like nap time. Alright. Now, select the workbench and add veggie leather for production. Craft veggie leather. Craft 20. So set times 2. Okay. This will mean the crafting 20 of the resources, so I got you. Okay. Just gotta wait for that to get done. We got 1 down, 1 to go. Looks like Connor is the one crafting though. He's crafting his purple leather, his veggie leather. Don't know what that means, but sure. Alright, we did it. Cool. Now we can build the punching pole, which I will put right here. Alright, now they're going to build it, and it's done. So now they can punch the pole, I guess. Having the means to relax doesn't always mean the survivors will have the time, depending on the activities and orders that you've set for them. They may only have time to grab a bite and go to sleep. This is where the schedule menu comes into play. There, you can customize the daily timetable of every survivor and allocate dedicated relaxation hours, if you see the need to do so. Don't be afraid to experiment with different combinations to find the one that works best for your current situation. All right, we go to manage, we go to schedule, and select relax option, which is up here. Mark 2 hours of your choice for each survivor. Well, I think Connor's going to have a couple of hours there. I think Maki is a morning person. And I think Racha is going to be kind of on either side. There you go. You now know how to monitor the happiness of your survivors and provide solutions to their troubles. Getting used to the schedule and activities menus will be of great help to manage the workflow and get things done the way you want to. You can expand your knowledge of the game even further by continuing with the Defenses tutorial, which you will face off against new foes, and will teach you how to fortify your camp. Alright guys and gals, that's going to be a tale for another time, another episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this very first episode. The game, once again, is called Stranded Alien Dawn. A big shout out and a thank you once again to Frontier Foundry and Keymailer for hooking me up with the code for this. It means a lot and it is greatly appreciated. That all being said, if you guys want more information about the game, where to get the game, information on the developer, the publisher, or any of that stuff down below in the description of the video. There'll be various links just like there always are. And until the next episode, which will be a continuation of the tutorial, it's going to be one more episode, and then we get into the game proper. Well, stick around the channel, and you'll hopefully be able to find some more of those. Anyhow, until then, I've been your host, Bumpy McSquigums. Thanks so much for stopping by the Freak Show. We play, we fight, we conquer.